let's go ahead and introduce the players, as we have a very early spawning pool. But in the bottom left-hand position as the yellow Zerg, who went for a 10 pool, it is FXO Lowely. Top right-hand corner, as the orange Protoss, we have Cruncher.
And Cruncher scabbed, it's very early.
By the way, do you know who did a peace sign to me, or not a peace, a victory sign to me yesterday?
Jake.
Bitter. He won a $500 Super Smash Brother bet
not only that,
against me.
Today we found out that Ben
480.
has a way better arm than Andre because Andre's injured right now. And Ben actually hit the, we were doing a mining out segment, and I won't spoil that for you guys, but as we were doing it, we, to pass time, we took rocks to try to see if we can hit things accuracy-wise. And Ben hit this porta potty from like halfway down the entire field.
It
I was
has to
so
be at
impressed.
least half a mile.
And then Ben just looked at me and was like, yeah, I did a little bit of like Division III baseball. And I'm like, what?
Okay.
Like, what?
Yeah, he was pretty good. We did $20 throwing, rock throwing. That's how big of degenerates we are.
We were like trainers in the Safari Zone, man. Throwing rocks and bait. Cruncher is lining up.
No, it's not Parasect. Yeah, it was Parasect.
Yeah, Parasect.
Scyther.
You can only catch Kangaskhan in Safari Zone, I remember that.
And Scyther or someone else. I don't know who that
Tauros?
Was it Tauros? The opposite of Scyther?
Oh.
Remember it?
Electabuzz was the opposite.
No,
of
Electabuzz.
I remember that Pokemon episode where they had ketchup, dude.
Electabuzz was in the electric place.
Yeah, but it was Scyther versus Safari. Dude, I know my Pokemon anime.
All right, let's get into the game because you don't know your Pokemon.
Are you kidding? Oh my goodness.
$20.
Scizor, are you talking about him? The evolved form of Scyther? All right, we'll talk about this later, man. We'll settle it later.
Did you just say the evolved form of Scyther?
Yeah, is Scizor. Now you don't know your Pokemon.
Okay, you clearly don't know what you're talking about.
Now Cruncher, he's going. Shh, it's okay, Andre. I remember the first time I got schooled on stream. We see that Cruncher is going for a quick Nexus as per usual. Now the difference is that that Cruncher obviously did not try to go for any kind of cannons, which means his tech is very normal. Now the big thing in any kind of PvZ is what will Protoss use their first 100 gas on? Actually, that goes the same for Zerg too. What will they use their first gas on? Sometimes you see them just go up normally, to a cybernetics core and tech really fast, or you can see them go for a really fast +1, and we've been seeing Cruncher being doing that. And look at that.
Well, okay, here's the thing though. You see where the cybernetics core is? It's not there.
Yeah.
No matter what, if your cybernetics core is this late, you always get the +1. I don't care what build you're doing, you get the +1 because it's always going to incur some sort of reaction. If you decide to go double Stargate, cancel the +1, go double Stargate. What have you just done? You forced your opponent to defend against potential +1 timings, and from there, your Stargate play or your Dark Templar play or whatever play you're going is going to be stronger. Boom. Headshot. Knowledge
I was
bomb.
told by the chat that it was Pinsir, the opposite of Scyther. But we do see that Cruncher is blocking the third.
Did I tell you were wrong that Scyther doesn't evolve into anything?
He does. You're so wrong, dude.
I'm talking about red-blue, bro.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Pokemon in general.
$20?
That he evolves into Scizor in gold and silver, which everyone knows is the best.
Oh my god. I just said red and blue.
It doesn't even
you're changing the rules on me, bro.
We see the third blocked here from Cruncher with a pylon, and of course Lowely using his gas to tech to layer and also get his speed. Now Lowely, we were seeing earlier in game number 2 that he doesn't necessarily favor roaches in this matchup necessarily, at least not from this play just yet. But we've also talked earlier how Daybreak's a map that you can have different kind of styles on. What kind of ZVP styles can really work on this map?
The Stefano build. That's the #1 style I think that does best on this map. It excels at that period where Protoss is just trying to take a third. They don't quite have their tech. And I think that's like the go-to style on this map normally. But we see a very different style from Lowely. He's going
more
for
style.
Lair tech. And again, double upgrades. You can see 2 evolution chambers, Baneling Nest, and a 4th hatchery. So it's interesting. He goes very heavy economy into his 2 base, and then goes boom, boom, 3rd, 4th hatchery. And that gives him that little boost in that economy that, or not economy, but larva that we normally see out of just fast 3 hatchery, and then you get your tech.
I mean, this is the same build he didn't get number 1. He's going to throw down an Infestation Pit sometime soon. Oh, he just started.
There it is.
Yeah.
You are clairvoyant, sir.
Well, I mean, I kind of know from game number 1 this is the build that Lowely likes to do at Cruncher, and I feel like it's better because this time he was able to get up his economy much better, but you can see that this pylon doesn't go down in time before the Zealots make it out, but nonetheless, Lowely has at least scouted it, so he knows all the information that he needs. And Zealots with +1 can take out a surprising number of Zerglings. Yes. So I like the fact that Lowely's not just sending as a first initial Zerglings. A lot of Zergs just kind of like, oh, I'll just throw them out. How much damage can 4 Zealots do? The answer is a lot.
Yes and no. This is actually the timing where Lowely is strongest. Remember, he's overdeveloped his ground units pretty extensively right now. This is normally when Lowely will start making units. So he defended that pretty easily. Now he has his 3rd free. He can start droning up like crazy. He doesn't have to worry about his opponent doing anything tricky. Again, 4 Zealots being picked off over here. But yes, the +1 does pretty well here.
Yeah, really well. I mean, like, Lowely's committed an incredible amount of Zerglings to do this. Now, this is not necessarily a bad for Lowely. It's just that he loses a lot of larva while doing this. You can see more and more Zealots are coming and just whittling down the numbers. And you can see Lowely, normally he could be saturating his 3rd, but he's committing a lot of his larva right now to the extra Zerglings and also the Infestors. Now, the Infestors will play a big key, obviously, in any kind of a follow-up push from Cruncher, but Cruncher is, instead of going for, you know, the double robo he did in game number 1, he's going for really fast Archons again.
Lowely is in a really tough position. I think what he should do is start dropping some Spine Crawlers to receive this a little better. Yes, he does have his 1-1 finish, so he won't be super effective against the Zealots. But look at this, Banelings being morphed. I like the Banelings just to clear up the Zealots to begin with, but he needs more oomph in there. He needs something to deal with those Archons. I don't know if he has the means to.
Well, the 1 Archon just dropped. The 2nd one is about to drop as well, and that means only 1 Archon lives to see the day. Cruncher warping in incredible amount of units right now. He does have 7 gates currently. And no, just kidding, he has 8 gates, so he can really warp in an enormous amount of Zealots here. He doesn't have that much gas flexibility, but this Archon Zealot timing, he has to be really careful because eventually it becomes less and less effective as Lowely starts to harvest off of 3 hatcheries, no, 4 hatcheries with Queens. And so Cruncher really needs to finish off soon, otherwise Lowely's going to be okay.
Beautiful. And that was a great fungal, just stopping units from getting in too far, doing too much damage to those drones. The Archons get picked off. This is perfect. Lowely.
Very nice.
My God, man, this guy is so good. Now let's also think about this. How much gas was invested into an attack that did virtually nothing? Yes, it was opportunity cost that he lost right there. Lowely was not able to saturate his 5th and 6th gas, but still, the Infestor count is there. The Zerglings have good upgrades. He should be getting 2-2 pretty soon. He has Banelings out, and not only that, his opponent doesn't have the 3rd. Lowely is so far ahead. Cruncher just not performing well enough in that attack. I don't think really there could have been anything that he could have done to help, but still, I mean, freaking Lowely, man, he's so good.
Yeah, Lowely doing a very good job, dropping a lot of his Infestor energy immediately for his Infestor Terrans. Wasteful feedback there. I mean, you can tell Cruncher was eventually going to warp those high temperatures to Archons anyways, but with no real answer to the Zergling Infestors, Cruncher is basically becoming nullified. Wave after wave of units. He's warping in another set of units, 2 Archons and Zealots there, but of course, Lowely sees everything with his all-seeing Overlords. No 3rd attempt also because, again, great scouting with Lowly Zergling. So, Cruncher, this 2-base all-in is not working out for him. In fact, he's been piling resources. This whole time he could have actually been securing an expansion if he was able to manage that accordingly. But as a result, Cruncher trying to resort to the same old plan. And will it work this time, Andre?
I'm going to say no.
Because the whole idea is if you can preserve Archons, over time they become incredibly scary.
And for Zerg, if you can preserve Infestors,
yes,
same thought process.
Exactly. And whoa, Baneling speed finishes right in the face of the Zealots. And Cruncher, he's going to try to save his Archons from last time, but again, that's 7 Archons thus far that Cruncher's lost.
And look at that, every single time you can see Lowely slowly starting to saturate this base, actually very fast. Saturate that base. He can literally do whatever he wants because Cruncher is so far behind, and Lowely knows it. Lowely has Zerglings positioned everywhere that is important. He sees whether or not his opponent's getting a third base. Oh, poor. Okay. I thought those High Templars were going to get smashed in the face by the Banelings.
It won't even really matter. I mean, and it's so weird because on paper, it's like if you just go mass Zerglings and Banelings against Zealot Archon, it's like, oh, well, they should absorb all the damage really if you position everything correctly. But these Infestors, keeping them alive, have been the absolute heroes of Zerg thus far. You can see Lowly still going to make a lot of units at this point because now he's been able to sneak drones in. And that's where Cruncher's going to really fail because now his opportunity was to kill the third, reduce the work count at the very least, and start slowly getting production advantage. But now Zerg has that base, while Cruncher's starting to mine out at his main. Very soon, he's not going to be able to sustain his 9 gates that he has on 2 base.
Exactly. And this is just a waiting game. And I think Lowly knows that. Beautiful. Just trading all the Banelings for the Zealots, and now what can the Archons do? They'll get surrounded immediately.
Yeah.
Via Zerglings, via infested Terrans. There's just so much that Lowly has going for him.
And he has 2/2.
Yeah.
So they basically nullify the +2 from the Zealots. Oh, actually, no, just kidding. They don't. But now that Zealots have +2, I thought they were still on +1. So Cruncher does have those upgrades still going on, but he doesn't really have anything. Look at that, still warping in more Zealots and Archons. And looks like one Queen was out there abandoned, but nonetheless, Lowly still has enough units out here. Actually, I mean, what can really Cruncher do at this point?
I think actually the +2 armor does. Well, Cruncher can't do anything. Oh, but the +2 armor does make it so that the Zealots still have to do 3 shots. But that means
that information, GG. Andre. GG. Lowly takes game number 3 with really good.
Hey, great prediction.
Zergling, Baneling, Infestor defense.
Great prediction, by the way.
It's just so odd for me to say that because that entire sequence of battles was so unusual and unorthodox. We don't see that in ZVP. Andre, do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, one thing. Yep. Lowly trading in the beginning. So a lot of people don't really look at trading as to be too efficient. But
if you play Catan, everyone knows trading is more
Trading is really efficient. But in chess, that's something like, do I give up my bishop for a knight? They're equal in like value, but when is it good, when is it bad? Well, in this position, we had Lowly, who was trading Zerglings for Zealots in the very beginning stage. If he didn't do that, the Zealot Archon push would be actually a lot stronger. Because think, the terrain helps you a lot more. You're able to do, like, I guess, use the terrain so that you can, like, wall off. You won't get surrounded so easily, and your Zealots will cover more surface area. Lowly doing that actually enabled him to defend against the Zealot Archon push a little bit later. If he didn't do that, I think Cruncher would have been a lot more successful, and he would have been able to snowball his Archons. But overall, really great play by Lowly. Cruncher just bit the bullet there, and he takes the loss. But Lowly, what is his score now?
He's 5-0.
How much money is that?
It's $750. So actually, no, he got a walk over Cats. So it doesn't really count.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So he's got $600 from NASL. But congratulations, Lowly. I think that almost secures his playoff spot. We'll have to find out for you at the very end of the show. But guys, don't go anywhere. Our next series will be between Alicia and Cats. And that series, as well as the previous series, was brought to you by Kingston HyperX, the people who provide the SSD and the memory for NASL Season 3, as well as an SSD. It's the winner of Puma vs. Sasa. And speaking of Sasa, he's actually here also for an interview, so don't go too far. We'll be back after a quick commercial break. This is Division 4 here at NASL Week number 5.